Hey everyone, Nova here, and welcome to VRChat Treasure Trove, a new little side project I'm working on where I'm going to be showing off solutions to puzzles in some of VRChat's coolest worlds, as well as little secrets you can find in those worlds. This is going to be more of a walkthrough format, so a little bit different from my main videos, and it's going to be a side project, so it won't take away from my main series. The first world we're going to be going over today is Terra Cotta Valley by Octuplex. Terra Cotta Valley is a beautiful quest-compatible world that was recently released. This is a surreal and sprawling map with all sorts of hidden nooks and crannies. In this map, you can find collectibles which unlock the ending of the map, as well as power-ups to help you reach them. That's what I'm here to help you with today. If you'd like to challenge yourself to find all of them on your own, I'll leave a link to it down in the description, so go play it before watching this video. This video will be broken up into different sections, which will be labeled as chapters, so skip ahead to the part that you're most interested in. First, we're going to be looking at the layout of the map and how to access everything just to make your time here a little bit easier to traverse. I will only be covering the main flow of the map in this portion of the video. Once you've found a certain area, it will be linked to a teleporter system. By default, there will only be two locations unlocked: Spawn and this little nook down by the river. As you spawn in, you will have two directions you can go. The first is straight ahead into a room with a fountain and a small egg house, and the other is a path to the left. If you take this path, it will lead you across a bridge into an eyeball cutout in the side of the cliff. If you take a right down this path and take it all the way to the end, you will find a teleporter to your left and a small cozy room to the right. If instead you take a left down this hole as you're heading down the pathway, you will find a little house in a cliff face and a strange tall room with floating orbs. If instead you went left after crossing the bridge, it brings you to a tall spiraling staircase. At the top of this staircase, you will find another teleporter and a long, winding path. This path will take you out in the open overlooking the map and past a room with some cool-looking shelves. Back at spawn, if instead you go past the fountain and to the right, there's another path. Taking your first left brings you to the ultimate lad, as I like to call him. After unlocking more movement options, you'll be able to climb the slope behind him, but we'll get to that in a bit. If instead of taking that left, you kept following the path, it will take you past a large spiral in the center of a room, and even further is a little overlook with a much smaller lad. There's many more locations to find, and I will be going over all the important ones in the upcoming sections that are relevant to the collectibles. Now that the layout is out of the way, let's go over how to collect some of Terra Cotta Valley's power-ups. Please note that I won't be showing any of the collectibles in this section, only the power-ups. You can find some little collectible pieces on your way to these power-ups, and feel free to grab them while you're going there, but I'll cover them in the next section. This is purely for the power-ups. The first thing you want to grab is the double jump. If you go across the bridge into the eye relief in the wall, take a left and go up the spiral staircase, you can follow this long path all the way to the end. Grab this little arrow and bring it back to spawn and drop it on this pole. Congratulations, you can now jump twice. If you're feeling a little bit adventurous, before respawning, you can actually jump back up here and make your way towards our next power-up, which is going to be the light pet, as I call it. Either way, you can make your way back up to the path the same way you did, or by using the teleporter, and drop down into this room with the shelves. Behind this counter in the corner of the room, you will see a small hole in the ground that you want to fall down. At the bottom of it, head into this corner past this collectible, and find a small pixie in a cage. Click on the cage and unlock the light pet that follows you around and lights up the dark areas to make it easier to see. The final power-up we're going to unlock is the triple jump. For this one, we're going to have to do a little bit of work. For starters, we want to get to this hole that leads you to the tall room with the floating balls. Now you can cross the bridge into the eye relief and make your way down this hole, or if you want to take a shortcut, go past the fountain and jump off the ledge right here. You can either double jump down or slide along the wall to have a little bit of a safer descent. Climb all the way to the top of this jumping puzzle and you'll see this strange looking object. You're going to need some really precarious and particular double jumps here, so give it your best shot. Now that we've grabbed this key, you're going to respawn, and our next location is going to be that overlook section I showed you earlier with the small little snowman guy. From here, you can jump down onto the path below, walk to the top, and then slide along the wall or double jump to this section below. In the second house, there is a dark pathway you can go into, and a hole you can fall into a very dark room. Look around until you see a light near the wall. Head on over towards it, and before going into it, take a right and hug the wall. On your left, you will see where the key goes, and that will open up the next section. To your left, you'll see a bunch of chairs along the wall. On the right side of those chairs are some separate chairs that have colliders that you can jump onto as a little platforming challenge. Make your way all the way up to the top, fall down on this pipe, take it all the way to the end, and you now have your triple jump. Grab it, bring it back to spawn with a respawn, and you can now jump 3 times. There is one more unlockable upgrade, but you'll get that by grabbing all 16 collectibles. I don't want to spoil the fun just yet on that. Find them all and uncover it for yourself, or follow this guide if you need help finding them. In this next section, I am going to be going over all the collectibles and how to find them. I will also be including what movement abilities you need in order to reach them, so if you're just looking for a particular one, you can see which power-ups are necessary for it. Please note that the light pet is never actually necessary. It is just really helpful, and you're going to have a hard time reaching some things without it. So while never a hard requirement, it's still highly recommended, so I will be listing it. Every collectible in this map is accessible by using the movement abilities given to you. You never need a special avatar with flight, you never need a light avatar. Everything's provided for you. If you do have teleporters unlocked for some of these rooms, it will make your life a little bit easier, so try to use those first. But I'll tell you how to get to each of these rooms anyway, just in case you don't. If you just want to skim the video to find the collectible you're missing, I will be laying out the collectibles like this, and numbering them as such. You can always refer back to the structure back at spawn to see how many you need, and which one you're missing. Skim the video, and I will have a number up in the corner that shows which collectible we're currently showing, so you can just skip to the one that you're looking for. Our first collectible is going to be right at spawn, right behind the structure that shows your progress. Number 2 is in the room with the fountain. You can see it through these shelves here. To reach it, simply jump through this side. These pots actually don't have collision, so you can just pass right through them. Number 3 is also in this fountain room. Once you have a double jump, you can jump up on this shelf, and from here, you can jump up to the platform above. If you're having some trouble, try to jump to one of the ropes, since they're a little bit lower. Head through the tunnel left of spawn. After crossing the bridge, take a right and go to the end of the hallway. In the room on your right, you'll see some hanging stars on the ceiling. Hop on up to the main big one in the middle, and you will find your 4th collectible. Back at spawn, pass through the fountain room and follow the path on the other side. To your right, you'll see a large spiral. Drop down into the darkness and turn until you see a lit up bar. Mind the gap, you can fall here. Number 5 can be found behind the bar. To get behind it, just stick to the left wall and you'll have a little path you can pass through. At the top of the winding stairs, number 6 can be found to the right of the teleporter, on the ground next to a chair. Across the eye bridge, once more, turn right and take your first left to reach this lower bridge. Alternatively, you can use the method mentioned before where you jump from this fountain here. On the side of the cliff, climb up to this door and walk through it. The first room on your left houses a long table and your 7th collectible. At the top of the winding staircase, follow this path in the direction where you got the light pet and double jump. You'll see your 8th collectible sitting at the top of one of these shelves. You can slowly jump your way up alongside the shelf and nab your shiny. In the same room you found the previous collectible, drop down to where the light pet is. If you didn't get it before, you can find it on the floor in this pathway. Collectible number 10 can be found in this platform sitting out in the water. To reach it, follow the long path at the top of the winding staircase. It will take you out from the side of the main area's wall with a clear shot to the platform. Hop down this hole to get your 10th shiny. An alternative way to get to this, if you're feeling a little bit more adventurous, is to jump and hug this wall here at the main spawn area, ride it all the way until you're out at the platform, and then jump out towards the platform. Heading back up the path to the right of the fountain room, back to the spiral room, jump up onto the spiral and make your way up to the top. Careful not to fall off. Number 11 is sitting on the head of this absolute unit. He's got a whole family. How sweet. For number 12, we're heading to the area where you got the triple jump. On the opposite end from the chairs, behind this panel, hides this elusive collectible. Back to the tall spiraling staircase, you'll notice a hole in the side of the wall. Jump through here, and you'll see the next shiny on a small balcony. You'll need to triple jump across this pit. Time your jumps so you jump whenever you drop to around the level of the balcony. Some careful timing, and the next collectible is yours. Probably the most difficult collectible is number 14. Go up the path in the fountain room and take your first left to the room of the Ultimate Lad. Jump up behind him and prepare to platform like your life depends on it. This requires some pretty precise triple jumping. After making it to the first safe area, you need to start climbing some of these pipes here. One little bit of advice on this part is always set up a safety net when you jump. by making sure you're jumping along the length of a pipe, like so. That way, if you fall, you just land on the pipe that you started on and don't lose too much progress. Remember, you do have triple jump here, so you can catch yourself if you fall. Once you reach the top, the 14th shiny is yours. At the top of the lad pit, before climbing the pipes, go towards the light and go down this very bumpy hallway. Number 15 can be reached by jumping up on this slope and hopping across the circular platforms on the ceiling. Our final collectible is accessed from the same room the previous one was found in. Climb up into this hole and follow it to the end. It'll drop you on top of this egg thing. Collectible 16 is on the chair inside of it. Congratulations on finding all the collectibles. Grab your reward at the structure that shows your progress. Reach behind your shoulders and grab to see your prize. This takes some getting used to, but with a little playing around, you're ready to complete the map. Do your best to make your way into the mouth of this face on the wall where the waterfalls are spilling out from, and follow the path to the end. And that's it. That's everything you need to know about Terra Cotta Valley. Have a friend who's stuck on this map? Share this video with them and help them find the ones they're missing. I have more VRChat Treasure Trove videos planned for the future, and I do other VRChat content on my channel as well. So be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you know when our next adventure drops. Is there a world you're struggling with and need a guide? Leave a comment down below. I'll check it out and see if I can help. Thank you all so much for watching, and have an incredible rest of your day. You're worth it.